Welcome back, everyone. It's been a little bit, but we're back for session actually 20 of Invasion. I was counting right before I got on, so our 20th episode. Actually, nothing. Well, I'm not sure if I'm doing a game of the month for December. I may just chill this month, so nothing really crazy going on. But yeah, let's get a little bit of a recap. It's been a bit. So the crew was called back to Coruscant by the Galactic Republic, the Senate of the Galactic Republic, to testify on both some of their actions as well as some of the information they've come across from the mysterious Yuzon Vog invaders who've become a menace to the galaxy. The crew, dutifully reporting back, has been at the mercy of the Senate a little bit. They spent a whole day testifying on past actions and even some embarrassments best left undiscussed. But the Senate's been pretty thorough in kind of going through. But the group has done a really good job of presenting a good image to the Senate, or at least they did early in the day, by going through refuting some of the false rumors they've heard or explaining context behind some of the truths. They've really gone through and won some good political points, resting at 13 political points so far. With that, too, the group, after the first day of testimony and getting some over on the senators who have been pressing and heckling them, they went to make their way outside of the Senate, and which was in the midst of a pretty raucous protest. The group, during their time on Kashyyyk, during their kind of confrontation with the Crusaders, uh, we'll say that's not what we'll say. This vandalized a worship tree on their way out with a few incendiary bombs, and tempers are high. We'll say about that amongst the Crusaders. Where Coruscant has a few trying to make themselves known, as well as just people who value the worship trees and the nature of Kashyyyk. So there's a group of protesters, and outside, amidst the true protesters, there were some people there to cause trouble, some Crusader operatives who, in the midst of causing trouble, and one thing I forgot to mention too, when the group disarmed, Dash had an explosive device on him that was cobbled together and scared the guard a little bit. But that explosive device was not there on their way out. The Crusaders had actually taken it and set it in the crowd. And as the group was making their way into the crowd, who were the crowd who was yelling and hurling expletives at the heroes, Dash took out a grenade and walked through it, causing a bit of panic, and then went like he was going to throw the grenade into the crowd. Had a really high sleight of hand, which in most cases would usually be pretty good, but made it look like to everybody involved that he threw a grenade into the crowd. And just as that happened, an explosion goes off from the Crusader device. The group then had a pretty tough combat against the Crusaders, but eventually able to bring down the operatives, as well as the crowd members who have been kind of spurred to rage by the attack by the group. After that, a lot of chaos happened. A Republic officer came out and arrested part of the group. Dash had a pretty good high speed chase where he was able to leap building to building and elude the Republic security forces and as well as some of the HoloNet news operatives. After that, the group eventually was put into jail and then bailed out of jail by General Vet, who said that he had used pretty much what remained of his political capital to be able to spring the group and get you guys back on the good fight. He also was able to negotiate as long as Dash shows up to the Senate hearing, which will decide his fate. He will no longer be kind of wanted by the law. With that, too, he gave you guys two data pads. One data pad that had different information about Dominion attacks, and the other data pad that was taken off of one of the Crusader operatives. You guys were able to hack the Crusader one and spent your whole night doing research on the recent Dominion attacks both within the Republic and without, and were able to get 4 of the 5 pieces of information. You were able to determine that with investigating some of the crater marks and debris left behind from the planetary bombing of Ancyon, that this wasn't Dominion tech that bombed them. It didn't have energy signatures related to anything like that. You also looked at the wreckage of the ships and found that a lot of those ships weren't in active service. Many of them actually came from the wreckage above Vela. And then you also took a look at some of the dirty bombs that had gone off on populated cities in the same period of time, and found that those really don't match any of the Dominion's chemicals, really most of the galaxy's chemicals. And actually match more of the Yuzon Vong genetic profile and chemical profile you've come across in your adventures. And then finally, you spoke to a Republic operative positioned in the Dominion, and he assured you guys that there was no chance it could be the Dominion, or at least he thought there was no chance it could be the Dominion, because fleet positioning and just kind of where their resources are. There's been no mention of opening new fronts. After a hard night's work, you guys came across a HoloNet video in the morning showing your friend, or at least the guy that you sprung from a Yuzon Vong prison, Lord Gallivan, in a Republic general's home, looking like he came to assassinate the general. You saw the video you guys saw came from a HoloNet position in the general's office. You saw it looked like they spoke, the Sith Galvin stalking into the office, and it looked like they spoke for a period before Galvin unleashed lightning. The general looks like he cried out for help, and then an explosion went off, cutting the feed. And after that, you got a message from Galvin asking you to meet him within the Works district of Coruscant, within a seedy tavern deep within the district. And you guys went. You made your way to that tavern, finding inside Lord Galvin, as well as some other Dominion operatives. But the thing that stood out to Caesar, and I think Uli, I can't remember if he got it as well, but definitely Caesar, that one of the Dominion operatives standing next to Lord Galvin had a power within the Force. And after putting it together, you realized he was one of Darth Dominus's Praetorian Guard. One of only 12 in the galaxy, people who typically guard the Dominus, but also have operatives throughout the galaxy to carry out his will from afar. They're said to speak with his voice, and whatever they say is basically his law. They are trusted by the Dominus and carry out his will across the galaxy. And that's where we'll pick up. So you guys came in, officially the seedy-looking bar, but eventually the droid behind the bar opened the door, leading into like a little lush lounge section. You see it's pretty well appointed, definitely some nice leather seats, well lit, well decorated. You see some nice bottles of liquor around. Lord Galvin himself has a Carillion brandy in his hand, and there's a table next to him. And he goes, "It is good to see you, my friends, under much better circumstances. Come, we have much to discuss. Have a drink. I'd love to clue you into what's really happening."
In the Force, do they give off, like, you could probably sense the dark side, but is there anything, like, actively that they're trying to do? Is there a way to tell?
Yeah, roll a
Passively?
force check.
Okay. Just wisdom?
Yeah, just your wisdom plus proficiency if that's your casting. Yeah, that's your casting stat. Yeah.
Let's see, see if I had just a regular force check. I'll do wisdom and add. So there should be plus proficiency should make that 26.
Perfect. Yeah, so you looks like you kind of sensed the usual, and for you having trained the Force, you sense the usual guards about them. You sense that the Centurion has his Force he's got his almost Force shield up, like he's prepared if combat breaks out. Galvin, you don't see like you feel him concentrating or using any of the Force now, but you do sense this kind of a malevolent dark side presence around him. Probably feel just that kind of crack of electricity within him. Interesting enough, I'm not sure. Uli would never probably come across a Centurion before. The one next one, you don't feel the dark side. You definitely don't feel the light side. When you kind of sense them, the one thing you feel is probably the loyalty. You feel like an undying loyalty and a connection to something far greater as well.
Okay. But definitely the Force, though, right?
Oh, and the thing you notice with a 26, Galvin's strong. Galvin, he could. You guys saw him when he was at a pretty weak point before, but he's definitely a pretty accomplished Sith. The Centurion dwarfs him. Probably dwarfs many force users you've seen before.
Okay, so both pretty powerful, not actively trying to do anything. Uli's not going to be the one to make the first move. He doesn't know these guys. He's just going to stare them down. Just, don't know about you.
See Galvin go, who's the tall one? Didn't you have a... Where was the other force sensitive? You had Kamasi, I believe?
He didn't make it.
So the reports are true. Well, a shame. Take a drink. This is Corellian brandy. One of the pleasures of my frequent trips to Coruscant. Fortunately, Dominion Space Corellia refuses to ship to us. We have to pay out the bath to get it. So drink up.
That's mighty generous of you. Good to see you doing better.
And that is why I'm here to see you. I do, sad as it is to say, I owe you my life. And you may have saw a video going around recently of maybe me confronting a Republic general, and I wanted to set this record straight, as well as give you all a bit of advice and a leg up.
I won't look at you sideways for taking out a Republic general. No offense, guys. But, yeah, I'll take you up on that drink.
You see he'll kind of wave to a tumbler of brandy with some nice glasses. He'll go and take a seat at the table. Actually, I should describe. It's been a while since we described what those two look like. So Lord Galvin, he's an Atolan. So you see he's got kind of deep green skin, the head tentacles. He's wearing black armor. It doesn't look like it looks more ornate than actually functional. It's kind of deep black cape behind it. You see he's got two lightsabers hooked on either side. One of the things you notice with the lightsabers, they've got kind of gold etching along them as well. Kind of the same gold that reflects in his eyes too. You kind of sees can surmise he's a bit vain as well when he's not being held prisoner and beaten to the inch of his life. The one next to him though is probably a little bit more interesting. He does not have like the yellow eyes of the Sith. He's a human. In Vars, you probably pick up on this a little bit. And Dash too, actually. He's got kind of almost a military bearing, straight back. It's almost like he's standing at attention. One of the things, actually, everybody give me an insight check with this guy too.
Oh, come on.
Perfect. Uli, one thing you'll
be
pick
rolling
up,
for Caesar too, or no?
No, Caesar's quiet today. It's Uli. One thing you pick up as you kind of look between the Praetorian and Galvin. Galvin, like he's a pretty arrogant dude, but you kind of see him almost unconsciously deferring a bit to the Praetorian. It definitely seems like, and you kind of looking at the body language of the Praetorian, it's clear that he's most likely, and not in charge, carries more authority than Galvin, if that makes sense.
You get the idea that it's like one wolf recognizes that the other wolf is very much going to kill him if he tries anything.
That's a good way to put it.
Much more powerful wolf.
Definitely two predators, and one outranks the other and serves one who really outranks the both of them. So Galvin, he's just a little bit of deference. It looks like he's the one doing the talking, or at least here. But you could surmise that there's just a little bit of subservience there.
And Vars will realize that Uli wasn't there. So he'll say,
Go ahead, relax. If he was going to kill us, he'd probably stab us through the gut instead of trying to poison us. Right?
And waste good brandy? Of course.
Well,
You got any water or apple juice?
He pauses for a moment. He goes, apple juice? We don't have... Joy, bring him a water. Bring him a water.
Before you get the whiskey, it's what you would have before that they just let ferment. You know. Never mind. Oh, water.
Water.
That's fine.
Water.
Thanks.
Talus seeing Vars get about halfway through his drink, he'll be like, "Okay, I guess it's safe," and he'll grab a glass and start, and serve himself.
You see Galvin holds one side of his nose and go, "We have other favors too, if you wish."
Tegan, you know how to make me blush.
Oh, this
Nah, I appreciate it. I think I'll be good with this.
Of course. You know what? Me and the boys have been watching your trial. It has been hilarious.
I'm glad you think so.
You're lucky they're not releasing it to the public. I had to do something to acquire that information, but it has been great fun for me and my friends. Why do you all serve a government so inept, corrupt, worthless?
Well, they didn't burn my home. That's
On a
start.
different note, you're not saying anything that I don't, not agree with. It's kind of why I joined Circa, but they're trying at least, though it doesn't seem like they're listening. But why have you brought us here, Lord Galvin?
Well, they are listening. And with recent events, I owe you one. I wanted to clean our slate. Didn't want you thinking that you released me upon the galaxy and now I'm killing Republic generals. Not yet. That's for later. But for now, there's a bigger threat. And you see, he points to kind of one of the more soldierly looking guys. You can kind of surmise are Dominion commandos. Pull up the feed. And you see kind of a different view of the same room that you saw in the HoloNet video. And you kind of look, you see it's bobbing, and definitely Talus and Dash, and actually Talus Vars as well. You guys can surmise it's probably from a head cam that has like the same bob as somebody that's moving through a combat. You guys see that kind of the general's office, and it pauses. And Gavin says, "Before we play it, I'll give you a brief explanation. I was on Coruscant, carrying out Darth Dominus' business. We have learned that General had become what we thought was a spy for the Yuzon Vong, the invaders, but we learned something much worse. And though it may seem that we came to just clip a general, and while I don't cry for the Republic's loss, that wasn't our main goal. We came across him during some own cleaning of a house that we're doing right now within the Dominion. We found one of our operatives who was managing him was actually a spy for the Yuzon Vong. So I wanted to ferret him out, and conflict ensued, and yada, yada, yada.
Is he dead?
Oh, he's very dead.
How did they get an operative within both the governments?
And that is the insidious thing. Apparently, they've been preparing for this invasion for years. The oldest operative we found in place has been there for 2 decades. This has been a slow burn.
Where are they from?
We haven't been able to answer that question definitively. We know, at least our scientists and our intelligence operatives assure us that they're not from our galaxy. We don't know if they are looking for their home.
From the unknown regions or something. Maybe way out there. I mean, maybe they are from here. We just wouldn't know.
We've had scouts out there, and we have not come up with anything. And we've pushed into the unknown regions a little bit for, let's say, some other matters that we're working on. And we have not found any tale of them. Our scientist, and he points to Talus, and I don't know what your scientist believes, but they're fairly confident, even under Darth Dominus' own presence, that they are not from our galaxy, I should say.
I don't want to give too much credit to the Republic as they are showing quite a bit of resistance in accepting the information that we are trying to give them, which is basically irrefutable proof of everything that happened. But are they so incompetent that they don't know the same thing that the Dominion knows?
Well, that is the difference between the Republic and the Dominion.
Hmm.
How many senators were you speaking with during your trial? 5, 6,
Really,
20?
I'm really, tied up on one that really got under my skin.
Yeah, just about.
That is the difference between the Dominion and the Republic. The Republic has many voices. The Dominion has one. I made my report to Darth Dominus, and he sprung into action.
Yeah, there's a bit of wisdom to one unifying voice, but I mean, I guess we're not here to debate whose system of government's better. So any chance you think some of these senators might be operatives that are kind of downplaying our efforts here, making us look stupid, so the Republic kind of just squanders and wastes time until it's too late?
And that was my next question, actually.
Yeah, I think we're all in the same boat
They
here.
already got a general, didn't they? I mean, damn.
Yeah, 2 decades. Good grief.
You see him smile, and like his head tails kind of twitch like an amusement. That was a good question to ask, my friends. We believe exactly that. We, during our efforts on planet and kind of searching through the general's home before he came back, we found that there's another operative. It seems to be placed in the Senate. Excuse me. Unfortunately, we don't know who he is. We know that there is a meeting later today in a warehouse district deep in the bowels of Coruscant. Unfortunately, though, the botched confrontation has made it a bit too hot for me to stay up on planet. So I can't investigate this lead further, and I wanted to let you all know about it so you could investigate as well.
What time is this meeting supposed to take place?
About 2.5 hours from now.
Ash, what time is the Senate?
He looks at his notes. What time is the Senate?
Oh, the Senate. So it would basically start. The meeting's like about an hour before the Senate hearing would start.
That's
Well, I mean,
really close.
yeah, but it's worth checking out. I mean, what if we can just video record it and surprise them with our testimony? You know what I mean?
What if?
Wouldn't that be damning?
It'll be even better. We get to kill a senator.
Now, Vars,
aren't the security protocols? They got like cameras on every corner. Like, you're gonna hear this?
It would
Sounds
make the
pretty
hearing
fucked up.
easier. Just
Yeah. One less person to talk to.
capturing them is also an option. We can maim
wanna go
them
to jail.
horribly, and I will keep them alive. But I think that if we have someone that's still able to speak and be proof to our testimony, then that's value added. That's worth the risk.
Yeah. They get some
Well, is this-
satisfaction and we get some information. Works
Is
out.
this person someone native to our galaxy that's informing on us, or is this one of their own that they somehow slipped in?
Unfortunately,
know?
we can't be sure, but I do want to show you this video because we've uncovered something during our time in Dominion that I think you all should at least see in person before you take my word for it. You see him.
All right, couldn't hurt.
Click on the kind of the hollow video. You see the general's office within. You see a similar scene from a different angle that you came across during the kind of the HoloNet news, but this one actually has sound. So you see Lord Galvin stalking in, his blade in one hand, the other hand crackling with lightning, and you see the kind of the general walk in. The general looks to be kind of just a stodgy human male, late 50s or so, gray in his beard. And you see that as Galvin comes in, you see, actually, you pretty give me an insight check as you see Galvin's face and see the generals. Ula, you get advantage.
Am I able to throw a temp boost on this one?
Oh, sure, you got time before you started.
Oh, yeah. I feel better.
Needed that advantage.
I guess Vars is really enjoying that brandy.
It's definitely a good vintage. Like they paid some credits to get this, we'll say. But yeah, Uli and Talus, you guys are gonna notice two different things as this goes through. Talus, you see the general's face, and you know most generals, like even like hardened Republic operatives who have fought against the Sith, battle again, would be very surprised to see one of their house lightsaber drawn, hand crackling. He looks definitely amused, almost happy. Like you see, like his face looks almost like this was what he wanted. Uli, you see Galvin reach out with the Force. You kind of not see him reach out, but you see kind of his face concentrate and kind of like, and you'd surmise he's probably reaching out with the Force. And you see that he kind of gets a hint of recognition in his eyes right before he yells out, "Traitor." And then you see Galvin yell, "Help," which Talus, you can tell, is just purely theatrical. Like he's trying to interject fear to his voice, but you can definitely tell that fear isn't there. And as you see, after he yells "help," you see him take in a deep breath like this. And as he does that, you see Galvin unleash his lightning. But the thing that kind of like catches probably actually just Uli's. What's up with his passive perception?
17 on mine, I believe. Yeah.
Mine's a lot better at 12.
15. Oh boy.
Okay. So Uli for sure, and I think let me check this. I think Vars will as well. Yeah, Vars as well. No, actually not Vars. You said 15, not 16, right?
Yeah.
So not Vars, unfortunately. Uli, you will notice that as the operative or the kind of the general takes a deep breath and exhales, you see kind of bits of things coming out. And you see those bits of things hit the ground, and they almost grow. And you see they look like beetles. And you see them start to rush towards the Lord Galvin, but you see like kind of a jerking moment on the helm, and you see a grenade soar into view and explode, incinerating everything. As the wreckage kind of comes through, you see kind of a partially burned. The home itself looks to be incinerated. You see kind of like a partially burned finger that you probably guess belonged to the former general, and you see kind of substance leak off of it. And this once pale human finger now looks scarred and tattooed. Similar to what you guys have come across with the Yuzon Vong. Oh, and everybody saw the finger piece. It was just the beetles that Uli saw.
Okay. Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I know one group of people that uses beetles a lot. Isn't that the same thing we found in Kashyyyk? Some sort of beetles, or they threw beetles at us, or bugs of some sort.
They're always throwing bugs at us.
I think it's safe to say this is them.
Not our rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, rocks too. What about those?
So,
Ever dangerous rock.
Galvin, is this your first time seeing? He's gonna
kind of like point at the screen because he just doesn't have the words for this. He's
that.
Fortunately not. We've come across, and it's a little bit easier for us, I should say, because we have not alienated our Jedi. But we've encouraged our Sith to go through and examine all of our officers, reach out to them within the Force, and it's been slow going because we have more soldiers than Sith. But we found a few that are humanoid in shape, so always a human or a Twi'lek or a Zabrak. but they're wearing like a second skin. The weird thing with the second skin is we tried to do. We thought we could get blood samples and figure out who is who. But the second skins, the blood appears to be the same as a regular human, Zabrak, whatever they're posing as. The only way we found so far is to use the Force. Our scientists are working on a scanner, but so far they've not made much progress. But it's some second skin they can put on and pose as us and look, seem, and feel just like one of us, except for those blessed with the gift of the Force.
You can't hide the fact that you're a void. Right?
Vars is gonna look at Uli. Like,
Glad you're here, bub.
Well,
These these Vong are full of surprises.
Well,
how can something not exist in the Force? I mean, spare the dogma between you and the Jedi, but do you guys not have any clue how this could happen? Surely you've got to care on some level that a huge advantage you have is just negated.
You see Galvin lean forward to speak. And then you see the Centurion, actually the Praetorian, who's been pretty quiet, actually speak up. And he goes, "It has been something that has vexed Dominus himself. Everything should exist in the Force. Life itself, even droids, though they may not carry their own Force signature, exist within the Force. We thought initially some people are skilled at hiding themselves within it. Even some of our own operatives, we trained how to hide their presence and hide themselves from those sensitive to it. But we captured a lizard, and Darth Dominus himself tried to impose his will upon it and failed to do so. They are completely outside. We haven't found what or kind of how to break that yet. We've had some of our scholars poring over it to see what we could learn.
Well, putting the science brain to work here, if they're from outside our galaxy, and we know the Force isn't everything inside our galaxy, is it possible that the Force is native to our galaxy only? That maybe it's not as far-reaching as we thought?
You actually, no insight roll needed. You see two very different reactions to this. You see Galvin kind of nod in acceptance. You see the Praetorian look not angry but annoyed, and he goes, "The Force triumphs over all, as is the will of Darth Dominus, who triumphs over everything else. We will find a way to crack it, and we will find a way to bring them into the Force and to heal under Dominus." And you see Galvin just kind of shrug and take a drink at that.
Well, that was a good non-answer.
This is something that everybody could notice between the two of them.
Oh yeah, this is
Okay.
no insight roll. So you guys kind of notice. And Galvin was respectfully theatrical, if that makes sense. He's not like he's pushing the line, but he's definitely not going over the line.
Well, I don't fully understand the whole Force aspect of this. I leave that to you, and he'll kind of just look around the room at the bruisers and the Praetorian, but if you're willing, give me your research, what you have, and with what I've got, give me time. I think that at least on the bare minimum that I could do is at least help you with the scanner piece of this, because if we can see them hiding amongst us before they even know it, we can find them and we can get them all at the same time before they even know. Now, I have a lot of questions, and I'm not interested in a mass murder coordinated at the appointed hour, but I would like answers, and I think that capturing a few of them, this is the at least the path of resistance, least resistance rather. So if you could provide me your research, just everything that you guys know, because it seems like you know a lot. I think I can be very helpful. I think we can be very helpful. And I have another question too. the meeting that's supposed to happen today, are we supposed to be expecting something along the same lines of what we have seen in this video that you showed us? Are we going to find another one of them?
You see him shrug and say, "We're not sure. We know that they were working together. We found it looks to be kind of communications on their laptop between the Senate and his office, kind of off books. But we weren't able to put it together outside of finding a location before he made his way into the office. So it could be a sympathizer. It could be an actual Yuzan Vong. Unfortunately, we cannot help you there. But if you see him smile and say, we were hoping you would ask for the data. We are more than willing to provide it for you. Pending that if you do find a working fix for the scanner, that you share it with the Dominion as well.
Well, if you could, in the most incognito way, again, the same way that you pulled us into this meeting, if you could provide us that at a different point, sometime when we're near our ship, so that I could get into there and keep it secure, I think that would be best. Leaving from here and going straight to a meeting before a Senate hearing, carrying this is probably not the best idea.
You saw because he kind of reached in his pocket and pulled out a little data card. I'm sure one of our operatives could discreetly slip it to you.
I mean, it's just a data disk. What are they gonna?
We'll order takeout from some place and have it delivered to the ship. Just slip the guy in there and put it in the bag.
Well, aside from the data disk, any chance we can get our hands on that footage?
Yeah, of course. For your own sakes, I may not say it was from us. Make up your own lies. I won't do that for you, but you all are getting grilled enough from what I've heard.
I mean, it was given to us by a sympathizer against the Yuzang Vong. Whatever. I mean, we're not lying. We're just omitting a hell of a lot of details. And frankly, I want to watch the reactions of the senators when they watch this.
And you see him kind of look around at the group and go, well, there's one other thing I'd have to ask of you. And he looks at Dash first as well. I saw that chase. Dominus himself was pleased. He thought that was entertaining. And he wanted to let you know that he found humor in it as well. He asked the Praetorian over there, and the Praetorian told me, but I think it's a grand idea. Why serve the Republic? You know they're going to heap a whole heap of blame on you, just like they did Mustafar, with how everything turned out. Dash, a man of your capabilities, would have a place in the Dominion, especially as we fight this war against the invaders.
So you can tell Dash is seriously thinking about that, kind of reflecting on the treatment, not just at Mustafar, but the treatment in front of the Senate and the accusations laid against him, and now the chase and being a wanted man. He kind of came into this conversation maybe a little hesitant, and obviously he's opposed the Dominion for many years in the war. But you can the wheels are turning a little. You can see smoke coming out of the ears. He's really thinking this one through.
Of course. Well, if we feel Dash's unique combination of skills would serve us the best, we would love to have the rest of you as well. Vars, your people fought along us for long years. We'd love to have the Mandalorians back in the fold, and Talos, we may not have the labs and equipment that Zerka has, but we have a lot less, pardon my Gungan, Poodoo to deal with. You don't have to deal with that corporate bureaucracy and, let's just say, nepotism that's run rampant within Zerka. You have your labs, you have your funding, and you're doing good. Only the same for you, and We can clear up that whole mess too with your people, where you maybe concocted biological weapons and all of that. That could go away.
Well, I didn't do that, but okay, I'm listening. I have a
People have said
different
that you
different
did, and
demand, but
we may have said that too, but we can make sure nobody says that anymore. If you get my drift.
oh, I get it. You will finally clean up the mess you made if I do what you want now. Kind of like how a toddler and a parent interact, right? Make a mess and refuse to quit making a mess until I give you what you want.
A 10-foot tall toddler.
I'm not the toddler in this instance.
I think Talus has had too much to drink now. He's gonna pass away after that one.
However,
Well, you can
I
all
mean,
continue to
it's
serve Zerka, the Mandalorians, and the Republic, but the Dominion will be the spear that wins this war. We will burn these Yuzon Vong from our galaxy, and they will either die or they will kneel to Dominus.
Well, I gotta admire the confidence you've got, but I don't think any one of us is equipped to do it. No offense intended. He's gonna gesture at the Praetorian, but Dominion's big, Dominion's mighty, but they wiped the floor with us at Vela. They embarrassed every single one of us in different ways. And we fought back a little bit, but we're still, again, this has been like 20 years in the making, and we're now getting ready for it. No one of us on our own is gonna come out of this on top. Look, the whole Mandalorians turning back on the Dominion as soon as we got back our home planet always felt dirty to me. I liked fighting with the Dominion. It was good. We were good. If we had a different Mandalore, maybe that'd be a conversation, but I don't think this one's too proud.
And you guys all noticed the Praetorian. His eyes, like for a second, seem to flutter, and then glaze over for a second, and you see kind of like they almost for a second they mirror Lord Galvin's. They go the golden Sith. After they flutter and close and then reopen, you see the golden Sith light from them, far deeper and almost like feline approach as well. You see kind of a narrow slit in the middle. And you see his voice grows a little deeper. His stance almost changes, and the rest of you guys don't like. I'll say the stance and his eyes changing. You don't really notice much different. Uli, you feel that loyalty go like almost just red dark side. Like it goes from loyalty to like them being almost like a black hole that sucks in on Galvin's own presence. Like you don't even feel Galvin anymore, and you feel just a deep presence. And you hear him go, "That can be arranged." Mandalore served his purpose and then grew too big for his station. I, Dominus, want you all to be part of our spear. If Mandalore needs to go before you can be a part of that spear, Mandalore is gone. You see him reach into a pocket and kind of produce a document as well. This shows current military actions that my Dominion has ordered. We are not responsible for Ancion. We are not responsible for those dirty bombs. Tell your Senate that I, Dominus, have said so. But once you've told those old fools what they need to hear, come serve the true power in the galaxy. You see him look over to Dash. And even though Caesar's quiet, he'll kind of look over to Caesar as well. But he'll go to Dash. You are underappreciated in your station. Come serve the Dominion. We'll bring you explosives. we will let you use them on the targets you wish. You don't rein in one such as yourself. You unleash them, and we will unleash you against the ball. And you see, after he says that, you kind of see the guy's eyes flutter again, and then flick open. You see them kind of go back to kind of the clear brown, and Uli, you feel that kind of presence just completely fade away. And he kind of goes back to being ramrod straight. And you see Galvin for once didn't have a smirk. Galvin put his drink down. Galvin looked very uncomfortable. No insight roll necessary. Galvin looked like he was actually paying attention for once, if that makes sense.
Vars is going to look at his brandy and look back at the situation, look back at everybody else and be like, all right. Okay.
No, that happened. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shit. Was that him?
Galvin kind of nods and goes, yes, that was Lord Dominus himself. That's one of the unique things, shall we say, about hanging out with the Praetorian.
Vars is going to put down his drink.
Just how often does Dominus assume direct control, as it were?
You see Galvin kind of leans back, the Praetorian kind of still ramrod straight. It is an honor to be the will of Dominus. He noticed your interactions and wanted to let you know that he has great respect for you, and I was honored to be his vessel to convey that message.
All right, understood. So, are we done here?
Galvin kind of like takes like a slow, like almost awkward sip and goes, "Of course. If you all will handle that meeting," and you see him push over a comlink as well. My codes are on this comlink. You can reach me whether I'm in Dominion space or out and about, shall we say. So if you ever need to contact me, feel free.
Actually, Vars, I think you were right earlier. I think we'll just take the data now, because after, I don't know, I'm just reassessing this over and over, and I think that there's not a lot of time to waste here. So, and I don't need you guys jumping through any more hoops to get it to me in some secretive way. We'll take care of it. In fact, if you could, Vars, please hold on to it.
Sure.
You see him kind of float the data card across over to Vars. And you see one of the comlinks he pushes to the middle of the table. He actually pulls up another comlink too, and he hands it over to Dash. And he goes, "When you make your decision."
Yeah, Dash will just kind of take it, not give an answer, but he will just take it. And then he like kind of perks up a little bit, and he's like, "Guys, I got an idea. It involves only one grenade." And he goes, "So we could go kill the senator, or we record the senator, take the recording to the hearing, then we somehow get it to play. We're going to take over their feeds. I'm going to throw a grenade in the air, and then when I do that, not a real grenade, a fake grenade, and then it's going to go off, and then the feeds are going to switch over, and instead of us on the feed, it's going to be the senator on the feed that's in the meeting. It's going to be great."
That was a good plan up until we threw the fake grenade in the air again. Because
no, not really a fake grenade, but just like a little grenade.
Oh, the last one wasn't fake either. So yeah, same exact deal.
I mean, how it's not like it's gonna go wrong twice.
Oh man, yeah.
I don't know. With the way that it goes with us, I feel like it could only get worse. So,
Guys,
it can always get worse.
not
the
always.
grenade has to be part of the plan, guys. It has to be part of the plan. Deal breaker.
I mean,
Well, we can talk about it later. It's not bad. It just might need some tweaking.
There's some gaps in the information.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Like-
okay. Two grenades.
what if the feed is like a metaphorical grenade? Does that make sense?
I like that a little bit better.
Like
People
a
don't
digital
die.
grenade.
Yeah.
Okay, but really,
I mean, if the
where do
senator
I throw the grenade?
gets uppity,
What if we don't call it a grenade? Let's call it a inspirational charge.
That's right.
I mean, you can call a bantha's tail a leg and say it has 5 legs, but it really has 4 legs and a tail. So I know we're calling it something else, but it'll still blow up and do things that a grenade does. Yeah, I mean, you can call it a puppy, or I don't even know what that is.
I mean,
You could call it one.
What's a puppy?
I don't know where I got that word. I think your
No,
nose candy's rubbing off on me.
guys, I'm not going to throw it at the senators. I'm going to throw it near the senators. Okay, like above the senators. It'd be fine.
Yeah, again, it's the entire presence of this grenade that's
Yeah.
really kind of the issue. It's
I mean,
not,
I
I mean, we'll talk about it later. It's
Okay.
I wager after the antics of yesterday, they're probably going to have guards with guns trained on us, and that's what I would do. Hell, I wouldn't. Well, let's not talk about what I would do. But yeah, they're probably not going to be too trusting of us. Anything that's seen as a threatening gesture might just be the last gesture you make. I don't want you to die for a joke, Dash.
Yeah, we almost did the first time. It was a funny joke.
Yeah,
I mean, in
yeah,
hindsight,
yeah.
if we were watching that from somewhere else, I would have laughed. But
If we survive,
Is this in front of Galvin? Or did you guys leave
I think
Galvin?
we're probably doing it in front
We're
of
still
it.
right here.
Galvin interjected.
Ignoring that.
It was hilarious, my friend. And as I said, Dominus enjoyed it. But the message is a little bit more important. Why don't you throw a rock? You can throw a rock and go boom, exploded as you yell whatever you're going to yell at them.
He starts laughing and he goes, "Rock, got it."
well, it was fun while it lasted, Lord Galvin.
I'll keep my eye on Dash for now.
Well,
I did have one last question for you two in particular. I've heard rumors, stories, maybe you'd know more. I'm not particularly versed with either the Jedi or the Sith orders, but I've heard tales of the Force being able to be extracted from people or put into other people. Do we think that might have some play here?
You see, Galvin, he shrugs at the Praetorian, goes, "We've not heard tales of the Force being extracted and put into another. There are tales, Nami Sunrider, and Exar Khan being one in particular of the Force being stripped from someone. That is Dominus's current theory, that a great power in the Force stripped them. But he feels that he could reignite their spark and then bring them under him."
I see. Yeah, I don't know. We don't know enough to actually pinpoint anything that would be useful, I guess. And I'm not willing to exactly go get firsthand evidence, you know what I mean? I'm not you. I saw that video. I couldn't do that. I would have been killed before I even got anywhere close to him.
give yourself some credit, Uli.
I did knock that one guy out pretty hard, but
Hey, you changed that guy's life.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
no, this-
old man rethink his life.
Yeah, right? You rocked his jaw and shook his confidence. I'm sure he didn't see the same person in the mirror the next day. Gosh.
these guys don't seem to rattle as easy as we do.
You kind of see him shake his head and go, "They do not. They don't fear death." Most, you see kind of little sparks play from his fingers. Most, once I let the lightning loose or stalk across the battlefield or grab them by the throats, terrify. Some even evacuate their bowels, shall we say. But these ones, they seem enamored by death. They seem to wish for it. I've stabbed one and I've seen him come closer to take a swing at me. It is vexing, but know your enemy, as I say.
Could we use that against them?
We have found them to be quite foolish when it comes to automatons, the droids. we've had our Geonosians begin work on a new project. It's not ready yet, but we hope it'll bear fruit.
Ash, remind me later. I have an idea for your grenades.
What if
Even
we,
better than the one you had for the Senate.
what if
This time, we want them to go off.
what if we threaten to cybernetically enhance them and keep them alive? That'd probably piss them off.
We haven't tried that. If you give it a go, let me know how it works.
Oh, man.
My last piece of, if not advice, something to look for. It looks to Talus and Uli. During my time in the general's office, I wasn't able to properly procure this file, but it looks like Zerka is working on something in conjunction with the Republic. It was called Saber Breaker. We couldn't find any other details out about it. It didn't appear that the general or the senator involved were directly working on it, but they seemed to be monitoring its progress surreptitiously, we'll say. So,
Were any of these people your informants? And did they not pass the test like this other general?
we found this in the general's data. But if you must know, the general was one of our informants for a time. That's how we knew how to reach him and how we came across him.
So, here's something else that bothers me. Sorry, I thought we were just about out the door. How do you know that he was yours the whole time? Like, or what if he was, and then they somehow got to him and replaced him? You didn't like where? How did they get to him and replace him? Was he even who he said he was the entire time?
You see, Galvin kind of frowns and he goes, "That's a good question, my friend. You had a manufactured history and past. We, of course, as always, any of our operatives do our due diligence and go through their background, the story, and all of that. But he'd been with the Republic for the last 15 years, and before that, he had a presence. I don't know if it was faked or forged, or if they just inserted him in, but he had a background, and he could have been replaced. He could have been a fake from the start. We've not been able to determine.
I find it
These people are
surprising you guys
tight-lipped.
wouldn't force scan your own operatives to make sure they weren't up to no good. Surely you would have detected a lack of force presence from them at some point.
Fortunately, we did not meet with this operative regularly with Sith. It's easy for me to get on planet, but some other lesser Sith struggle being able to evade the Jedi and the Republic and all of that. Good on you, though, for sending the Jedi away. We thought that was we helped aid that along before we realized it probably was someone else's plot versus our own. But
one last thing, I guess. I don't know much about that Force stuff, but how do you tell? As sorry for putting you out there, Uli, but our friend here's kind of got a bit of that sensitivity. So if you can give him any kind of a hint as to how to pick him out, maybe at the Senate hearing, you can just figure out who's who and save us a hell of a lot of trouble.
Would I have already actually known? Like, you just look for them in the Force and they're not there like everybody else is?
yeah, so you look for him in the Force. I think you got to explain that. Mechanics-wise, you kind of like reached out with the Force to be like a DC 14 Wisdom check or save or Force check for to be able to like get a sense and see if they're not just hiding themselves in the Force, which many kind of do during the time, or if they're truly kind of void of the Force.
I actually can answer that, Vars. It's a bit like, you ever tried to put a puzzle together and you're missing a piece or two? You don't exactly know where they go, but you know that they belong to that puzzle. It's a bit like that. You know something's missing there that's supposed to be there. But it's just you can't quite make it out, but you can recognize the shape of where it's supposed to be. It's a void where there should be, well, stuff, I guess, for lack of a better word. It's just nothing.
let's say that I do. Or let's say that I trust you. How about that?
Fair enough. I mean, I don't, and empirically, I don't know how to show you. I guess that's what Dr. Dici and I can work on. But yes, it's just.
It's an
I thought
intuition
I'd
kind
never
of a
say
thing.
this. Yeah, it's something you feel here. It, it's just, never thought I'd ever say some Hallmark catchphrase, but there we go. You feel it in the heart and the mind, and there's just nothing. Like you'd be surprised what you guys have for presences. You really would. A lot more active than you'd think. And when you have an active mind and an active mind and an active mind, and then a mind that's just blank, you tend to notice.
Oh,
If you're looking for it, you'll see it. If you're not looking for it, I guess you don't see it because we didn't see it with this general. But
well, we had other things going on, I guess.
yeah.
But now that you're looking for it,
So what are we going to do when we go before the Senate and you sense and some of them are these traitors? What are we supposed to do? Like what? Well, not I'm not asking you directly, but just what is our
Oh,
plan?
yeah.
Just
Well, I don't know.
I don't know, just like a catchphrase or a secret answer or something. I don't know. I'm not up on this spy crap.
Are there any of the Jedi's left on planet, like the guy who hangs out with General?
He is still on planet, so he's probably one of the lone, at least high-ranking Jedi that are still on planet.
Do we know if he would have clearance to attend this meeting?
Oh,
The Senate meeting, not the wherewithal
not the
warehouse.
clandestine one with the
Yeah,
billion.
not that one.
Yeah. So he would definitely have clearance because General Vet was there and he was with General Vet during these meetings, so he would definitely be allowed in.
And they already know this, kind of, right? Well, they don't know that there were traitors in the midst yet, but they do know the sensing in the Force. I thought I had a conversation with them.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Jedi Master Kalu, he knows that the Vong are absent from the Force. I think you guys did have a conversation about it. Yeah, he even knew before that too. Just during kind of the destruction of
He's
Vela.
just asking the big questions of the Jedi and the Sith. Why?
Well, I guess with that, Vars will stand up a little shakier than he sat down. And
Well, thanks for the drink. Unless anybody's got anything else.
I have too many questions, but we need to do our own digging before we ask more. Science, man. Welcome to science. This is all it is. You answer one question, you get 20 other questions to ask. It's a process.
yeah.
Thanks for the water, by the way.
You see him go, of course, water's. You're always welcome to water at my table, I'll say.
Yeah.
And you see as he's going, he kind of goes into his bar. And he pulls out 2 little mini bottles of Tahar. And he goes, take these with you too. And I'm sure you all wouldn't report to the Republic where we hung out today, but we can't take that risk. So we're clearing out our safe house, which I'm not going to spare my good Carillion brandy on you to take with you, but take some Tahar, drink it in good health. And out of game, Tahar is one of the alcoholic beverages, so you guys get two vials of those.
Tahar? Is that what it is?
Tahar? Tahar? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just didn't know what.
Yeah.
Make sure I heard it.
Yeah.
Tahar.
So you guys get 2 of those, and you will see the Galvin kind of give you a theatrical wave. Well, until next time, Dash, don't forget to call. And he'll kind of wave you guys out, and you see the commandos begin packing up stuff. It looks like the group is kind of like making their way to kind of just bail out of this safe house they've got. Perfect. So what is the group's plan? You guys do know of the rendezvous between the general that was supposed to be there and what at least Galvin believes, excuse me, will be a Senate operative within the mix. Are you guys heading there, or what are you thinking?
Do we have time to go to the Novacana first before going there? Just to kind of drop things off.
Unfortunately, it'd be a little bit too close to hit on the time side to hit the Novacana first.
Okay.
Is there a way for us to upload that data to Jarvis just in case?
And that's why, yeah, that's exactly why I wanted to go there. I wanted to
Well, I
go
mean,
there
remotely. Sorry.
remotely. Well, that's a Tegan question. Would we be
Yeah.
able to fly close enough to start remotely transferring it, depending on how much it is?
Does Corson have an unlimited plan that we can use? Any Wi-Fi?
Yeah, you guys would definitely be able to kind of upload that data for sure. As you got to make your way towards, if you're heading towards the kind of rendezvous point. Coruscant's likely a pretty civilized planet, so there's a good holonet around. So it's not something that will require a check or take like a long period of time.
I suppose the question is, what are we going to do at this meeting? Are we waiting and seeing, or we just recording it and laying low, using it as a surprise later? The proverbial grenade, as it were, the bomb that we will drop in the Senate?
I mean,
Or is this a kill mission? I don't owe any loyalty to the Republic, but if we could take out one of these bastards, I'm all for it.
I mean,
But we can learn a lot from a captured one too, right? Am I wrong in thinking that, or?
I mean, we could try to be quiet, but if it goes south, we get to kill Vong. So I think it's a win-win. Or at least a Vong sympathizer. Or a Vong pawn. We get to kill a Vong something.
Well, I do have something that I've been saving for a situation like this. So if we want to, we do have a stealth option going in.
All right.
I'm listening.
Well,
What do you got?
it'll be the first time that I've used it. It's something that I've been working on for a while. But hold on, let me go to my power page. I mean, the power itself is called Infiltrate, so it'll give you guys all +10 to your stealth.
Oh, smuggle, you mean? Right?
Oh, right, yeah, Smuggle, not Infiltrate, which I also have. But
That's invisibility, right?
Yeah, infiltrates invisibility.
Yeah.
Well, anything we can do to get the jump on them, and at least we have options, you know? If we stumble into them, I guess that was more what I was worried about. If we stumble into something, we need to have some sort of idea of what the hell we're trying to do. That way, if we get separated, we can actually try to accomplish it still, rather than not knowing anything about what's going on.
Right. So there's.
I mean, we all know to run back to the ship if something goes wrong, but I don't know what we're doing here. Capture and kill.
Well,
yeah, there are multiple options here. So instead of sneaking in and just watching, we could sneak in, watch, and wait for a moment of opportunity. So not only do we identify everybody that's at the meeting, but on the way out of that meeting, we could go for a target of opportunity and take one of them or more.
That's not a bad idea. Get the evidence and then take captives.
That requires a
He's
lot.
meeting the general, though, right? What's he gonna do when the general doesn't show up? Because he's
I mean,
Bantha.
The fact that the general's been taken out is like public knowledge. So he must be meeting something else or someone else. Or no, I think I was right the first one.
It's got to be others that were supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So they'll probably be on their guard too.
a word of caution, and it probably means a lot coming from Dash. But what happens if we attempt to kill or capture the senator and he gets away? Wouldn't he then just say he was assaulted by us?
That's why we have he's gonna like
Vars will like knock on his helmet and he'd be like,
that's why I'm gonna record the whole damn thing.
That's
you're
why I
gonna-
would record the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
Just multi-practiced.
Yeah, we can edit it together, make a nice scene.
Be another PowerPoint presentation,
Man,
another video montage.
yeah. I mean, that way it's not just his word against ours, it's his word against our video, which is a hell of a lot harder to talk your way out of, even if you're a damn senator.
That's true.
Yeah, something tells me the security forces on the planet won't be interested in a video when they come to try and kill us.
Well, all right, good point, Dash. I guess we should just kill the damn senator. You talked me into it. You twisted my arm. You really had.
All right, that was easy.
Should we try
All right.
to capture first? I'm like,
Hey,
Oh,
you know,
all right,
yeah.
all right.
I'm proud of you guys. At least we have a moral compass. We tried, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think the whole dismissal of it maybe negates the moral compass argument, but
Yeah,
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
See, there's always one, and it's too bad Caesar's not here because we know which side that he would go on. We's gonna kill them.
All right,
Yeah.
so I have to be the
I
de
think Caesar would be
facto.
the interrogator, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We's gonna interrogate them and then kill them.
That's you are.
I feel like he'd be licking his chops at the chance
You know
to get to
what?
intimidate somebody.
You're right. Let's just kill the guy. I don't want to watch that. That's
I mean,
he's done. I saw that PowerPoint you put together. I saw what the aftermath. I saw what the guy looked like before, and I saw what he looked like after. Good God.
I mean, if we could take him alive, okay, but I'm not gonna lose any sleep or try too hard to keep him alive if it comes down
You
to
guys
it.
successfully taken captives of them before, living.
I
guess like one. Yeah.
Yeah, we took one of those like scaly bastards, the
Yep.
Chaz.
Chaz Racker.
Yeah, them.
But none of the actual people themselves.
Yeah, we only fought a few of them, a handful, give or take. Yeah, I mean these are their operatives, right? They're probably not geared as much for combat as their front line. This is probably
Right, but physiology. I mean, that at this point, that's what we need, because if this is something involving the Force, I don't know. The more evidence you got, the better. But I mean, I suppose a dead body is as helpful in that regard as a live body. So.
yeah, it's something.
And what's that thing they were wearing? That's new.
Huh.
You see that thing that came off the finger?
That was gross. What the hell was that?
I no idea, but you imagine if we get one of those?
Jeez.
We can look like them.
I wouldn't want to cover myself in that gunk.
Have we made
for
our way
science.
towards the shuttle at the least?
Like,
I imagine we're discussing this as we're walking.
Yeah, I thought we
Yeah,
were
you guys
walking
gonna walk and
somewhere.
talk,
Yeah,
walk
not
and
sure where we're
This is
walking
a very
to.
long walk. Just doing
It's
laps.
all that way, so we just
Yeah. Like
Yeah, you guys are definitely able to kind of make your way. And you kind of look at the map that Galvin gave you, and you see kind of deep within the lower levels of the works, what looks to be like a little bit of a warehouse where the meeting place was set to take. And you guys are able to kind of maneuver through kind of the lower levels of Coruscant, taking turbo lifts and shuttles and different pieces to be able to make your way towards this kind of what looks to be a pretty old, and you see a lot of rust on the metal around it. But this big warehouse kind of built into the kind of one of the big walls on Coruscant. It's kind of rusted. You don't see any windows around it, and you do see two different entrances and exits into the building. You don't see anybody outside it around as well. It looks to be pretty clear on that side. But overall, just looks to be, for anybody that spent time on Coruscant, it looks to be one of the abandoned resources on the lower levels that either house gangs or other things, but most people usually don't pay them any mind. And for a lot of like the civilized people, definitely avoid it at all costs. It's an easy spot to get mugged or worse.
Okay. So regardless of what we do, as we get into the area, we land and we get closer. Everybody's gonna kind of have I'm not sure really how to describe this, but you guys are more stealthy. So I get you the bottom of your shoes kind of has this shimmering type of energy around it as I just walk up to you, Vars, and I just kind of touch your armor real quick and sync it up with my wrist pad, and then I go to you, Uli, and I go to you, Dash, and I go to Caesar, who doesn't exist, and then I do myself last, and I go okay, and now you all have +10 to your stealth rolls.
Nice.
Wow, it's so quiet. Can barely hear it.
Let's not waste this. Let's make our way in.
And this lasts 1 hour, and I'm concentrated.
Caesar and I get close enough, we can probably hear what they're saying. Although, not going to show up on the video very well, but it'll be their language. Either way, who's leading this thing? It's definitely not the tall guy, right?
Well, I'm all right. I guess
He says, looking at the Mandalorian in full armor.
With the backwards and rocket boots, I can't remember what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I guess if they start shooting it, that should be the one to take the first one. All right. Let's go.
And
Right
Vars
behind you.
with a nod, Vars will start making his way to the door as quietly and carefully as he can.
Uli will follow behind.
Perfect. Everybody give me a stealth check as you approach.
Okay.
Thank God for that +10. Oh boy. Or thank the doc.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That was rough. Do we need to roll for Caesar, or are we just handling
Oh,
it?
yeah. We'll say he's back. He went back. We'll say he took the data back to the Novacata to make life easy.
Okay.
Sweet.
All
You
right.
guys approach. Definitely quietly that side. Talus's tech kind of masking your approach and making it difficult for any to kind of register your presence on that side. And as you guys get towards the door, you hear kind of like this guttural language barking, and you all would recognize it as the language of the Yuzon Vong. And Talus, you learned the Yuzon. Was it
Uli
Talus
did.
or Uli? Uli, okay.
I did.
Uli,
Yeah, Uli did.
you can make out what they're saying. And they're kind of covering a couple different topics, but as you approach, one of the big things they're saying, you hear kind of a deep voice go, testimony for the group's front of the Senate is not going well. They're gaining support. My efforts to discredit them are not going as expected. You hear another voice. This one seems like muffled. Actually, give me an insight check with this one. And anybody who, even those who don't understand language, you guys can give an insight check as well for this one.
No.
Dash, people are
Zero.
speaking. Talus,
You guys,
you hear this voice, and like it sounds not like muffled a bit, and there's like a delay in like the responses. It's a little bit slower, And you'd guess, like, you don't hear like the usual, because you're used to hearing kind of like the technological pieces of somebody speaking over HoloNet or over comms. But just kind of the way they're speaking, those pauses, and just that muffled noise, you probably gather that they're speaking over some long distance communication of some type.
I'll tell everybody that that's exactly what it sounds like.
Well, is our recording equipment sensitive enough to pick up this conversation?
Probably not from the outside, but if you guys get a little bit closer inside, you'd be able to pick it up.
Well,
They're talking about us. I can hear them.
Well,
What's our most or our closest entry into this location look like right now?
There's two entrances, kind of on either side of the windowless warehouse. There's one kind of right near you guys, and the other one's about 120 feet on the other side.
Okay. What is the door? Is it just a metal frame, like as it opens, or is it like an already open blast door, or?
It's not already open, but it is like one of the swoosh doors for Star Wars.
Okay.
Can we see inside?
Unfortunately, it is not.
Okay, we just hear 'em.
transparent.
Okay. Okay. Like Dash, you might want to get your grenades ready.
So is there what does the ceiling look like? Is it hardened ceiling? Is it like drop tile? Like could we theoretically get up and above?
Unfortunately, it is kind of built into the coruscant wall, so it is like layered. There's things on top of it, so you'd have to go like pretty high to go down.
Well, should we try to sneak in and get the drop on them? Do you have any stun grenades? Those might help.
I used them all. I'm actually really low on grenades. Surprisingly low. All I have left is ion. So unless there's a robot in there, I'll use
Oh, we know they love robots. So that's.
I think you
One
did use
time
quite a
you
bit of
need
grenades in
grenades,
the
you don't have them.
protest.
I did.
The one time we need them, you don't have them.
How many people does it sound like we're in there?
Speaking, you hear two, or actually, you hear three speaking. You hear kind of the two that seem like they're in person, and there's one that kind of has and he's kind of has like a weighty voice too. And he seems like they almost seem like they're reporting to him, if that makes sense.
Are they closest to the entry that we're currently standing? Are they closer to the entry that we're at right now, or potentially further from the other one?
Make a perception check.
Is that all of us or just him?
Oh, you guys can all go for it.
Okay.
Ula, you're able just to hear. It sounds like the voices are coming from the center of the room.
About midway.
Well, this door's as good as any, I guess.
Yeah.
The hell with it. Vars is going to open the door.
Perfect. Everybody give me another stealth check.
Uh-oh. We still have a
Yeah, you
one-time
guys-
use. Oh, it's
Nope.
still there.
It lasts for an hour or until I break concentration.
Oh.
Fortunately,
that's
Uli
not great.
came close to messing for the group, but still enough on that side. You guys hear the door, especially aided by Talos' tech, kind of discreetly, quietly lift up. And you see a scene within. You see a warehouse kind of filled with different racks and boxes and materials scattered around. But the things that draw your eye are in the center. You see two people, and then in the middle between them, and one of their hands, you see this Philip, and you guys have come across these before. These bulbous-like structures, and within it, you see it's flayed out. You see a man or a Yuzon Vol's face. You see he's scarred. You see one of his eyes have been replaced with something. Ritualistic tattoos around, and both these men seem to be reporting to him. In the men themselves, and there's 4 and 6 people total present within the room. 4 of them look to be just security. There's 2 standing on the far side of the room away from you. There's 2 pretty close to you, but they don't seem to have noticed your entrance. And then next to the guy holding the Villip, there's another 2, and all of these men are wearing kind of deep or big cloaks that seem to be kind of obscuring their faces and their bodies. But these 2 people are speaking into it. And one of them, as you guys can kind of see, and even though the language at first made it difficult to pick it out, you are able to recognize one of the senator's voice and a bit of fur as well off of the senator. And maybe probably a bit of surprise for the group. It's not Senator Avon, who'd been grandstanding and trying to put the group down.
It's the one that's been supporting us.
What? Oh, it's actually Senator Teresa, the one who's been fairly quiet, but has put you down a couple of times when others have come at you. So the senator from Bothwee has been is the one speaking into the Villip, or the one holding and speaking into the Villip. And as you guys enter, you hear a bit more as well. You hear the one the one that's to the left of Teresa, kind of in a gruff voice, and Uli, you understand. He goes, "Still haven't been able to cover more on Project Saberbreaker. What we've heard, though, some plan between Zerka and the Republic to nullify Force users, hoping to acquire it and bring it to serve." And you hear the other voice go on from the Villip. Good. If we can bring these Jedi and Sith to bear, it'll make the invasion much easier. Keep an eye on it. Put operatives in. Use any resource you need to acquire this information for us.
I don't know about Vars, but I definitely have a holocam going. And I'm gonna look all. How tall am I again? I think I'm 5. The other 5 feet above me to Uli, be like, "Hey, do your sensey thing? Can you sense which one of them is, not there?"
So Uli was just trying to be quiet the whole time. Now he's gonna poke his mind out and see what he can feel. Like, I'll try.
Don't mess up.
Yeah, I won't.
Tell us Reddy's explosion.
Like, well, in case you don't.
That's next turn. Okay.
Perfect. I'll give you a force saving throw or force check.
Force check. Oof. So it'd be what, like a 9?
With the den of Coruscant, just so much life packed into one spot, it's hard to pinpoint out kind of these individuals in front of you. It's just a struggle. Almost the noise just makes it difficult to focus.
Yeah, I can't really tell. Long story, but no. I can't tell. I mean, it's got to be them, right? Right.
And give me one last stealth check, everybody. You hear a little bit more, and then you guys be able to make your next action.
Ooh.
Luckily, a 16 is still just good enough. So you hear one last piece. The man in the Villip goes, "Good. Make sure to discredit this group. Throw them in jail if you can. If not, make their names mud. We'll deal with them otherwise if you can't put them down. But we need more time. Keep flaming the dimensions of Dominion. Hopefully they'll fight themselves to death, and we can just come through and conquer the scraps. Now go carry out your duties." And you see kind of both of these guys kind of snap both arms over their chest. Well, Uli, you'd recognize as they basically say "Glory to the Yuzon Vong," and begin to kind of disperse. But are you guys fighting? Are you staying? What are you doing?
Put up a shut up time. What do we do?
I'll let you guys decide.
We hit them. We need to hit them hard.
I look at Vars. Vars is.
You know what I want to do?
About how far away are we from them?
Yeah.
You guys are pretty much right in the entrance of this kind of like a warehouse. Luckily, there's a few boxes kind of covering kind of your entrance, so they haven't really seen you come in.
Is there a map?
There will be. I'll throw it up.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, I thought there was one up. So. I was thinking if they're close enough and I can get them in one bound, wouldn't be a bad idea, but should we go for it? Get them with an explosion or something. Get them when they're all together. Would that be worth it?
The one time I don't have a grenade.
Yeah, I know.
Don't worry, I'll carry you. I've been working on it. How many grenades do I have right now? 1 second. Let me do some hard math. Divided by 4 equals.
Hopefully the answer is enough.
I have 5 very big grenades. And then I can't heal you or do anything. So
No. I mean, if they're down, then who cares about
don't need to heal us. They all die.
Yeah.
They are pretty spread, or well, outside of the 2 holding the villa, they are pretty spread around the room. With some of the security guys look like they're kind of guarding the area. Doing a very poor job of it, though.
What if we hit the guys in the center with that thing and we take out the 2 closest to us and then we advance on the rest of them? Get rid of the immediate threats and do some damage down the field. And
Yeah.
I've seen Hut Ball. I know how it works.
Alice just removes his visor glasses that he's been wearing for some reason. Oh, it's a lot lighter in here than it was supposed to be. And he's kind of sweating. He's got like a bead of sweat coming down the side of his brow, and he's just looking up at you, Vars. He's just, do we take them?
I mean, if you can rain down fire, do it. We'll mop them up.
But we're going to try to keep them alive, right?
Try.
Yeah.
All right. And with
Pass
that,
out, Phil, on that one.
with zero hesitation, Talus will do the equivalent of fireball. And
Perfect. Well, we'll throw you guys into initiative. You guys will have surprise on the first round. So let me get you into the map. If my thing will load.
be funny, right as we start combat, that my computer just goes.
Perfect. So yeah, you guys would be coming through the bottom over here. You guys would be kind of in the first two squares anywhere within there on that side. You got to make your way within and roll initiative. Actually, no, we'll go for a break and then we'll roll initiative. So we'll do a quick break. We'll come back at 8:30 and see how the combat goes against the operatives within.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
See you guys in a bit. Welcome back, everyone. We're getting to the second half of Invasion. Usually I have things to plug. I don't think I'm doing a big game this month. So join us next week for Stranded. I've got a lot of PTO this month, so I'll probably just do random games here and there. So come hang out for those. Let's get back in the action. The crew was able to infiltrate in the warehouse and saw a conversation between Teresa, the senator of Bathui, and another operative who seemed to be speaking to somebody on this fleshy bulb-like substance, which you guys have learned are called Phillips by the Yuzon Vol. And you guys were able to beat the passive perception, which was a 16. Came close twice for them noticing you, but you guys were able to beat it thanks to some technical wizardry by Talus. And you guys have a surprise round. Perhaps
Hell
surprise.
yeah, we do. So much surprises. They're gonna love this. I call this the firecracker. Right here, after I get the go ahead, right in the square, 20-foot radius, it should hit all 4 of them. I'm gonna toss or use explosion. So that'll be a DC 17 dex save by them.
Nice.
And if I could find it. Oh, there it is. It exists, I promise. 36 damage. Or half on a save, I think. Yeah. Get wrecked. That is -4.
Nice. 3 of them will fail. One of them super succeeds. So how does that look as you set that explosive off?
Yeah, so as soon as we get into place and Vars just kind of gives me the nod, I turn around and I just look at my wrist pad, look up, and I just go, and I look back down and I just go boop, and it just goes tunk, and I expect that their heads kind of like go what, and it's just a cloud of fire and smoke that just kind of fills the area for a moment, and whatever else everybody wants to do in the 6 seconds that is our surprise round.
Perfect. So yeah, that explosive goes off. You see the warrior, even though he's caught flat-footed, seemed to come to bear a bit better than the rest of them. But the other operative, as well as the 2 guards who really suck at their job because they did not notice you at all, are caught completely off guard. The operative, the Botham, the Senator Teresa, he emerges from the flames, but you see his fur singed. You see kind of spots within the fur that looks like the fire has burned through. You see patches of gray tattooed skin underneath it, as kind of the fire just engulfs them. The other 2 look to be pretty criffed up. They are beyond bloody. They look real rough after failing their saves in the explosion.
Yeah, and right after that, the Talus will be like, "Stay close. There's more." In his most manly science he can muster.
Yeah. So Dash actually gives a little nod on that one. Sign of that's impressive. But I had a quick question, mechanics wise. Since we have a surprise round, do they have disadvantage on the saves?
I don't think they have disadvantage on stealth. Let me make sure. Or not stealth, on dexterity. They don't.
Okay.
They just can't move, take an action, and they don't get their reaction back until they're passed in order.
Gotcha. Okay. And then I actually think Vars is going to be up next, right? Did you burn inspiration and move up?
Oh,
Vars?
yeah. Did you guys change it?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, oops. I did not resort. Let me resort it. All right. Vars, you're up.
Well, very impressed by the fire explosion that the good doctor just made rain down on the Vong. Vars is going to do what he can to mop up the remaining. So he's going to pop out of cover and take the first shot at the Vong right before him. And this one's going to be made without his proficiency bonus, so treat this as a -3.
All right. Nice, all right.
Still
Oh,
hit.
no, -3. No, unfortunately, that will miss.
Okay. All right. He's going to try another one again with the same -3.
That one will hit, yeah.
Okay. So, bringing his heavy blaster to bear, he's going to fire. That one becomes a 3 that I rolled, so that's 9 damage total.
Nice, and you're shooting at this guy, right?
Yep.
Finish him.
All right. So as he's still like dazed and probably trying to put out the fires that are still engulfing him, Vars is gonna miss the first one, but center in and shoot center of mass and make that whole being on fire thing not a problem for him anymore.
Nice.
Then he's gonna go ahead and take aim at the other one over here with his third attack. Good old, actually. Yeah, no, that it doesn't matter because this is the normal attack. So he's going to go ahead and make a shot at him. This one is without the -3. And hey.
Nice. Definitely hit.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, you burned down another one. Finish him.
All right. So, not wanting to send the other Vong to the afterlife by himself, learning his mistake from the first one, watch the movements, kapow. And down he goes. All right. Satisfied. Vars is going to move a little further up into cover over here. I guess that would be the right spot.
Perfect. Dash, you are up.
I'm sorry. No, let's hang out together because the good doctor likes to heal. So
Yeah, I don't think the good doctor is healing next turn.
probably not, but you never know.
It's a good idea to hang out together, though.
Yeah, we're
And
do well together.
so Dash is going to see the mighty explosion go off and look down at the arsenal he brought and kind of sad. But then he's actually going to pull one of his ion grenades and toss it in between here. And so they'll both have to make a save, and it'll be a dexterity 14. And I don't know if I have the damage on my chart or not. I might have to just manually roll it. Yeah, so they take... 10, or if they pass, they take half that. And the fun part I read in here, which actually makes it somewhat useful, assuming the senator might have a phone of some kind, communication device on him, is a the last line there. Any electronics within the blast radius are disabled until rebooted.
Nice.
That's handy.
Perfect. You see that energy splay out across the pair of them. The senator seems to kind of gracefully move out of much of the damage, where the warrior this time is caught flat-footed. You see more of kind of the senator's fur burn away, revealing kind of the pale flesh of the Yuzon Vong. The same with the warrior as well, except you see his underneath, kind of like the Uglith, or the mascara that he wore. It looks like he had armor on underneath. All right.
Oh. And then so I can use it as that would be my bonus action. And then for my 2 attacks, I'll throw 2 charges at them. So they're 5 foot, so it'll hit both. And those will also be DC 14 saves. And these will just be straight kinetic instead of ion.
The warrior will fail both of his. Tree will pass both of theirs. With this, it's half damage on a save. So that's 16 total. The warrior is looking bloodied. Actually, even with saving, because that would be 4 and 3. Yeah, even with saving, the senator is looking bloodied as well. You see most of his fur is burnt off completely. And you see kind of the wicked-looking angular face of a Yuzon Vong. You see he also, though his looks less ornate than the one you saw in the Villip, he has this weird little bulging apparatus within his eye.
Oh no, I don't like that.
All right. Anything else you can do,
Right.
Dash?
Nope, that's my turn.
All right. Uli, you are up.
Okay. So the warrior and the senator are looking past bloodied, you said?
Yeah, both of those they're just bloodied, yeah, or just a little bit
Just.
past bloodied, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Uli can't get within range without really hampering everything else everybody else wants to do. But he's got some tricks literally up his sleeve. He's gonna move up to here. Would I be able to crouch behind this at some point to get cover? Are they tall enough?
Oh,
These
yeah, I should mention these ones are forgot the official term for it, but +2 cover.
Okay. Even my tall ass 10-foot.
It looks awkward. Like, it's probably not good for your back, but you can do it.
They know I'm there. They just can't really hit me. But Uli is going to do. If you held question mechanically, if you hold an action for a power, but that power is like saber assault, it would essentially do nothing, right?
Unfortunately,
Because that
Saber
power
Assault,
requires.
yeah.
Okay, so that's probably not a good power to hold. What I will do is, since they don't see us, Uli is going to shift his wrist blasters a little bit and just start opening up on the senator.
Nice.
Using, I believe that gets me both the 2 attacks from extra attack and then the bonus offhand attack. So, 25 coming in at the senator. These are non-lethal.
All right.
We're still trying to take him down, I guess.
Yep, that'll hit.
One of us is.
Yeah, I mean, one of us.
All of
Four
us who are
energy.
watching, remember that.
Yep, I know. That's I was gonna do something else, and I'm like, oh wait, there's a camera. I can't do that.
I was throwing non-lethal grenades, by the way.
Yeah.
It's friendly fragmentation. That's what it is.
Bombs of happiness.
I mean, I say that when I'm sending out firecrackers. So
Oh no! Click. Damn it! I can clean this thing properly. I'll go for the offhand one for the bonus action for 21.
Nice, that'll hit.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I meant to hit the damage on that. Only 2.
Perfect. Yeah, you see more and more of the Uglith mascara burned off. Oh, and that's you guys find it out somehow, but that's the official name for those little skin suits they wear.
I knew what it was. Yeah. So, and then Uli's going to back up after taking those shots and just kind of crouch, try to get some cover. Wait, I think that was 25.
All right. Oh yeah,
I don't know if that was
they are
even more
grouped
cover.
up.
There we go.
So they all get their reactions back just in time for another onslaught.
Oh God! Do it, Doctor. Do it. You'll
should
never
I
get another
though?
chance. You'll never get another chance.
Oh my
Just
god.
do it. New
20. Oh no, I can't reach them all. I can only go for the
Get
2.
the ones we're here for.
Yeah.
This is the dark side speaking.
So
to you,
they're looking pretty bad.
They're both blooded. Still got some fight left to them, but they're Trisa is looking worse than the warrior.
All right, it's okay. You said exactly what I needed to hear. They still got some fight in them, so no, they don't. I'm sending an explosion. So I just kind of like really quickly look at Dash and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I didn't name any of these. And then boom. 17. Yep. No.
All right. That's 27. Your DC 17. Teresa is engulfed in flames. He burns, but finish him.
Well, the same thing happens as the smoke is clearing. Is he charred Boffin right now, or do I have a moment to actually let me check and make sure I can actually do this? I'm looking at the very wrong thing. I'm trying to keep my system from working too hard. What is the yes? Wow. Do I have the ability while he's screaming out in pain, burning, to heal him?
Oh, unfortunately not with this one. Yeah, this is a.
Oh, good, because I didn't want to anyways.
Yeah, you tried. You really did. You gave it your darndest.
Okay, but I guess for the rest of my turn, I just want to really make sure that the holo cam is focused in on the fact that that used to be a Boffin senator, but now it's clearly something else.
100%. Yeah, you would or just searing flames engulf the tree saw, and as like the explosion blast and the smoke clears, yeah, you see just a charred frame remaining, something that's clearly not a Bothan, clearly not a human, definitely has the angular and disformed bone structure of a Yuzon Bar operative.
Yes, and with that, I'm done.
All right, Vars, you are up.
Well, I don't want to leave these guys out of the fun for too long. And thank goodness for the long range of blaster rifles. What is it exactly? It's 100 feet.
Yep.
Well, let's just take a little gander and, well, looky here, 95. Ain't that yummy? All right, so he's going to fire off the first shot at the one that's to the right of the door. And let's see.
That'll hit.
That'll hit. Super. Now, what I want to do is throw that in there along with the damage.
Okay.
So that is 9 damage, actually, or 10, because those ones become 3s. Yay. So have him roll a DC 15 con save.
He will pass, unfortunately.
Womp womp.
And how much did you say that damage was?
10 in total.
Okay.
All right. Well, oh, and I should probably burn a maneuver because that's that. One more shot. Why not? Actually, let's unload on him. Let's do. I'm gonna do rapid.
Oh, rapid, all right. He'll fail.
All right. Well, that's 11 damage. Take that, you dirty rat.
He's looking bloodied now.
Hooray, hooray. I think I'm satisfied with that. I'll sit tight for now. I figured if the Dash is going to throw a charge, you probably can't throw that far, so leave the dude in the middle for our good boomy friend.
All right, Dash, you are up.
Yeah, so let's see here. I think I can actually burst him. So I'm going to pop out. I'm going to start walking up towards him, pull out my blaster cannon here, 20. And first I'm going to I'll take a shot at this guy in front of me. The guy's still standing here. Actually, I won't do that. I'll leave that guy up, and I'll try to pepper these guys in the back.
Okay.
And I gotta look up how burst works. My weapon has burst now. It has rapid and burst. And to be honest, I've never really thought about using burst. So Let me
I always
see
forget how
what
burst
it
works myself.
does. Okay.
I think it's just like a
Use the burst
spray.
property. Yeah.
A 10-foot cube.
Do so each creature that fails to save. 10-foot cube. I thought my my gunning thing does something special here. Yeah, when you use the burst property of a weapon, you can instead spray a line 20 feet long and 5 feet wide. So I can hit both of these, and I'm gonna so I'll use 2 bursts on them, and then I'm gonna action surge and take 2 more bursts. So I'm just gonna unload, and I'll hit them 4 times here. So I'll have to have 4 saves.
So, does it make it wider? You said, or
Yeah, so it allows a 20-foot 20-foot wide instead of 10, but it's 5 foot. So
20 foot wide or 20 foot long?
20-foot long here. Let me copy it in. Yeah.
I think if it's wide, you'd be able to, but I think with the line, it has to be kind of a straight line from where you're at.
Gotcha. Hold on. Let me see what it. I'll paste the verbiage here. So gunning style. And so when you use the burst property of a weapon, you can instead spray a line 20 foot long and 5 foot wide. Ah, okay. So it'd have to be a straight line.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No biggie. In that case, then I'll just hit this this guy on the left here with a couple rapid shots, and if he's still alive, I'll hit the other one. Or if he goes down, then I'll target the
I
one.
think you could hit a 10-foot cube and get both of them, couldn't you? Or maybe not. No, yeah, unfortunately, a cube. A radius you could, but not a cube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes. So rapid. Let me do some saves. Which one are you shooting? The left or right first?
The left one.
Left. All right.
And give me the DC on the save there. Man, it's been so long since I've used dash. I gotta figure all this out again.
He unfortunately will save both.
All right, so he takes 5 damage, so 10 damage.
All right.
And then I'll give him 2 more shots here. And then
Failure. I think you get something better. Good in that one, don't you?
Yeah, max damage. So
What's
he'll take
max damage?
It is very complicated math. Let me figure this out here.
Well, actually, you don't need to, because even just the regular fit, he had 30 HP left. Find it if you like, but otherwise, finish it.
All right. Yeah. So I'm just gonna let this weapon rip, and as it's going, it just mows him down, and then I'll start transferring fire over to the other one for the final shot.
Perfect.
And then the damage on that last one.
Another that one. He had
Nice.
19 left, so finish him as well.
Yeah, so I just kind of mow him down. So the whole back wall just kind of gets peppered with like it's out of a Godfather movie. Taking them all down. And I did look up some max damage. So my weapon does 2d6, and rapid gives me 2 dice. So it'd be 4d6 plus 5. That would be my max damage.
Nice, so 29. Perfect. All right. You just burn those guys to the ground as they stood awkwardly at the entrance, not doing too much. Yeah, the only one left is the warrior. Dash, can you do anything left before with your turn?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Uli, you're up.
All right. So they shouted some, or they said they didn't shout. They said something when they did their thing, right? Is that the Doro Ikvong Prada in the
It's
that kind of
something
thing?
I had it written down somewhere, but I can't remember it offhand. It's like the thing they always say before they cross their arms. It's glory to use on Vong, but
Uli's gonna run up to that guy, and then as he runs up to him, silently tap the Ring of Force storing to activate Saber Assault, and in Yuzhen Vong is going to say to the lone remaining warrior, "No glory today," and go full ham on him Can I make these non-lethal?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I can do that with the electric stuff from the gloves.
I will say you can.
Okay. So I am going to full-on saber assault. I'll throw that up just so we have that as a reference. Where is that? There we go. Oof. That's probably not hitting.
Mm-hmm.
Second one for 27, and then the bonus action. Should I do them all, or?
Yeah, go for it. Yes. Throw 'em
All
on.
right. And the bonus action.
Nice.
Ooh. Okay, so first one 27 for 8 kinetic, 3 lightning, and they also remove any kinetic resistance in case that's a factor.
Perfect. Yeah, his armor does look like it would usually resist kinetic, but you kind of bypass through it quick enough to evade the lightning, though.
Okay. But he also does need to make a dex save of a DC 16 because it's a dex or intelligence saving throw. And I have a
Fail
mod that.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, okay. So the first one is he gains 1 slowed level.
All right.
Okay, and then the damage on the crit is looks like about almost the same. Damn.
Well, don't forget to max first dice.
Oh, okay.
We
So that's
Crow crits.
so 6 plus 3 is 9, plus I add wisdom for 13 for kinetic.
Perfect. He will save against the lightning, but fail against the what's it called again? So you get to double your 2d6 for that one too. Or
okay.
It'll be a 6 plus 1d6.
Oh, 6 plus 1d6. Okay, here is the d6. So another 10 on top of that.
Perfect. He is looking rough.
All right. Uli's just menacing and staring him like right in the face. You know how like you watch UFC or you've seen it. Like it's just two deadlocked predators. Like I'm gonna kill you. Like one of us is not walking away from this. And that is turn.
All right. He's the only one left up. He is. You hear him just yell out, "Glory to you and Yuzan! I will dine with you, Yamaka, by the end of the night." And with kind of your understanding of the language now, you probably don't know exactly who these people are, but you'd guess the kind of the god of gods, Yuzan, and then the god of war, Yamaka.
They keep putting the names in front of everything. Like they're obviously deified in some way.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you get Yun is like an honorific almost. Okay, I think you guys have come across that too. I forgot who you're talking to, but one of the people who were very offended you called them Vong. Yeah, because when you just said Vong without the Yun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that does piss them off. I forgot about that. I wouldn't know that though. I mean, Uli wouldn't know.
All right, he is going to. Oh yeah, he's a soldier. He's going down with the fight. So you hear him just yell that out. You see him reach into his kind of into like a little like cloak, and then whip out this wicked looking blade. It looks very familiar though. It looks like kind of the Kofi blades you've seen before. And he just starts recklessly swinging these at you. It's just kind of looking like he's just trying to. He knows he's going to die, but he's taking you with him before he goes. Maybe. So one will hit for 15 damage. So you see that first one you nimbly evade. That second one he just comes down hard with the blade.
Uli is going to use his reaction to deflect 11 points.
Nice.
So try to catch it. Damn it.
You take much of the thrust out of his blade. You see defiance in his eyes, but definitely a sense of like despair. Like you see, he really wanted to bring one of you with him, but he does seem to be embracing what is sure to be his end. Dallas, you're up.
Talus, seeing the desperation, he's going to step forward enough to basically send the equivalent of acid rain on this guy.
Throw some acid rain on.
I don't know how this is supposed to work, but I want this guy to stay alive. I just need him subdued. But
I don't know if acid rain is your
Okay,
option
okay.
to bring somebody alive.
It's gonna have the opposite effect.
Yeah.
you know,
Like,
the other
not-
people, their skin was melting. I'm kind of in the fog of war. Fine, you guys convinced me. I'll use poison instead. But I of course am prepared for my teammates to run in and be in the thick of it. So I will be using my smart dispersal system. So I go beep beep beep, and then some noxious fumes just go right in between the two of them, Uli and the Bong Warrior. So it'll be another DC 17 and it'll be a con save this time around. I'm also going to throw in a potent aptitude just to be safe.
Oh, I don't know if it'll matter, Tegan, but since he failed that second time, he can't take reactions on his until his next turn either.
Nice. He is up
no.
barely.
Oh, so he doesn't take any damage. He takes nothing.
Oh, okay. He's up then.
Yeah.
You see him like his end coming near, poison burning his eyes, but he is just defiant to the last. Vars, can you put him down?
I'm scared.
I'll give it a go. Well, seeing that Uli wants to get up close and personal, Vars is going to try something. Again, I'm not sure if we were alive when I said it, but it's action hero time, right? All right, so I'm going to move up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough. And I'm going to try hitting him with the wrist-mounted grappling hook.
Huh?
Yeah, I picked one up like a lifetime ago, and I've used it once. Let's see. For good measure, I'll make that a 20 to hit.
You see he would have dodged aside, but with that last bit of precision, you're able to hit him.
All right, and that is 4 points of kinetic damage.
All right, yeah, he is still up.
All right. This is gonna get a little cheesy. But do it. Well, he picked up a light foil a lifetime ago. Back when the Mandalorians betrayed the Sith. And he said the hell with it. And he's kept it along. Geert showed him how to use it a little bit. He's going to pull that sucker out. And he's going to use his bonus action to reel himself towards the warrior. And as he comes in the range, he's going to swing. And it's going to be really cool or really stupid. I'm going to use precision attack. And I'm going to use Defiant.
Oh, because good junction. Good junction. Good junction.
Oh no.
You do have action, sir.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
whatever. Action surge. So let's burn that and let's give that another go. Can I use? No.
Is that one more? Hopefully, or one more you do, but hopefully that'll hit.
I mean, I haven't used any maneuvers.
Oh,
I don't know if I can, or like before this fight. So I can try precision. Can I do precision attack again or no?
I think you can. Yeah, go for it if you're still
Yeah,
not
sure.
over.
Go for it. There you go.
That will hit.
Now let's see what it does.
There we finish him.
All right. Well, coming in, I don't know if the Vong feel fear or not, but I'm sure he's going to bring his arms to block himself when it is from some Beskar-clad psychopath reeling himself toward them with a red, bright lights, laser sword, and he's going to go ahead and like cut off both of his arms, or like that. He's kind of like bringing his hands up to block or defend, or like his own sword to defend, and he's just going to take both of his arms. And that's because he kind of saw Uli pull out his punches a bit. So he's getting the vibe that he's going for. And at the same time, it feels good to humiliate these monsters.
Perfect. When you cut off his arms, he kind of blocks the blow. You see him pass out from the pain and blood loss. And the combat is over.
Tegan, do I have time to run forward and be like, good maiming, don't hurt him anymore? And can I get this guy resuscitated?
Oh, yeah, he did non-lethal damage with the lightsaber, so it's cauterized. So he's
okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No arms. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you didn't take him down. I was like, oh, thank God. Like, I was like, God, did you kill him? I went all that trouble to take him alive.
Like I mentioned, he saw Uli pulling his punches, so he's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant I saw him pulling his punches.
Hell with
No, we're not
Uli's
pulling
plan.
punches.
It's funny that you guys like roasted the senator, but like this guy, take him in.
I had a plan. I had a bonus action saved, and you said no. It's not my fault. He took 27 damage to the face.
Actually, that is your fault.
Directly, yeah.
It's all on camera.
I figured a body of some sort would it.
Dash will just like kick the senator and be like, back to tank? Shrug.
Yeah, you just see charred flesh. But the senator had a pretty nasty thing he could do, but luckily he didn't get to really act, and he didn't get threatened. Because I'm not sure, and Fajin, you probably picked up on this a bit, maybe. But they've got this thing called the Bodus Spore, which is just a real nasty plague thing they can do if they're prepared to die. But you guys just ice the hell out of them before you do anything, so it never came up.
The secret to fighting these guys is to get the drop on them. That's about the only way.
Yeah, if you get a surprise round, that's easy. Oh,
Yeah. Surprise round was nice. Plus the natural 20 on the initiative.
Oh yeah.
You guys came in hard on that one, yeah, because that's the straight combat from the module I made. Was looking forward to using the bow of spores, but I'm glad you guys didn't because those were nasty. Those were really, really quite bad. But you guys iced them out. You've got video proof that the senator has his skin kind of or the thing covering his skin burned away to reveal his Yuzon Vong flesh. You've got proof that he was a Yuzon Vong operative, and eliminated some other operatives that were kind of working around Coruscant as well.
And we have a live on.
Yeah, you guys kind of iced them out quick. Took very minimal damage, I'll say, and pretty much just wasted the crew.
I got stabbed in the shoulder. That's about all that happened.
Yeah, you took 4 damage. I think that's.
I caught his sword, but a little too late.
That's the best combat we've had the entire campaign.
I told you guys, action hero time. We did it. Yeah,
Smuggle came in handy because the tree saw had a perception of 6, so as long as you guys beat that 16 or better, you were good, or 7. Well, I forgot what you had, but basically, as long as you guys were above 16 or 16 or better, you were good. So you guys did well there.
Yeah.
So while they're down, oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. It was just Vars is just gonna look.
No,
I'll look over.
I thought you were done.
As we're subduing the superbly maimed Vong, I'm gonna walk over to the senator's charred corpse and just kind of like, do my due diligence and make sure that it can't be salvaged, and and then
how do you look for a pulse on charcoal?
Yeah.
You don't. It's I was just checking to make sure that the firecrackers were set to the appropriate levels. I've seen Dash and his explosives plenty of times, so I just wanted to make sure that it was medium rare and not well done. And there's some minor tweaking that I need to do, but
Spectrum analysis on a charred corpse, like to
I'm
see
sure
how well
that-
you did it.
I'm sure that there's always a next time, right?
Oh, yeah. Your explosives worked as intended, but that body looks like Aunt Beru right now.
Yeah, there'll just be some so before I turn off the holocam, I guess I'm just gonna make sure that I get some wonderful close-ups of everything and make sure that they see all of our pretty faces and that the entire thing is irrefutable. That's the key word. And what time is it?
You guys definitely have time to make it to the Senate, and especially since you guys were able to burn off his cloak before because one of his things, a little peek behind the screen, is he would take off as soon as it looked bad for him. But you guys burnt the hell out of his cloak before he could run, so you guys are able to get proof for sure on your cameras that Teresa was the Yuzon Vlog operative because he didn't try to hide or do any of the other tricks he had up his sleeve. So you guys get another 10 political points for being able to bring that proof in, which is also enough to trigger for you guys to get the training afterwards. So we're going to wrap up here today, but feel free, because you guys can get 2 things for this. Level up to 6 before next session. Also, you get to get either a free fighting style, weapon style, or what was the other thing I said? Lightsaber style. So either one of those 3. And we'll RP this out next session, but the Republic will open up some of their troop trainings for you guys to be able to get some additional skills in there too.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Talus is going to learn how to use the lightsaber.
What are the weapon? What's a weapon focus? What is that?
You can find it under the customization spot. I think it's just weapon focus under this. It's weapon focus and weapon supremacies under that.
Oh, I see. Okay. There we go.
So you said fighting style, weapon focus, or lightsaber?
Lightsaber style. But I don't think anybody really would want a lightsaber style with this group.
Not really.
Yeah, maybe fine,
well,
yeah.
maybe. We'll see.
I mean, it's there.
I'm the only one that can get it, right?
Uli would be the other one. You have to be force sensitive for the lightsaber styles.
Sorry.
I think whatever Mars just did with the light foil should be its own style.
The way of,
hero style.
the way of the reckless idiot. Yeah. There it is.
The way of the cool finishing move. So could we have taken time to investigate them? Would we have that much time? Do we know?
Oh,
Or is
yeah.
this kind of a
Definitely. So roll some investigation checks. Fortunately, most of those guys are pretty charbroiled, so there's not going to be too much.
Well, we got the one guy that's live. We definitely want to strip him of anything for sure. That guy's alive, right?
He's alive, yeah.
Imagine that. Okay.
Talus on the tree saw, and most of the guys that just got either blaster burned or charcoal to death, there's not too much. But on the warrior that you guys were able to take alive, you do find a Republic ID card, and it looks like he is part of the Senate staff. So he's part of kind of like the armed guard for the Senate staff. And you see that his name is on there, Free Kroll. It looks like he's just he's posing as a human who is part of just kind of protecting the overall Senate.
Okay, well, I'll definitely make sure that when I'm finding this and we're kind of like looking through all that I also get that on the holocam.
Is it the same dickhead that was scanning our weapons, or is that guy a Republic guard?
No, not the same guy. This guy's a Republic guard as well that you found.
Oh, okay.
Not the same guy, but yeah.
That would have been
like, we knew it.
Finally, vengeance.
Hell yeah.
Dash has been avenged. Not that you died or anything, just I don't know.
He was annoyed.
I
And that's
understand.
He was avenged at that event. He started himself.
You guys are wearing off on me. Like, what have you done to me? Like, I used to be so logical, and now I'm taking vengeance.
It's fun. Feels good.
We're gonna be taking a lot more vengeance before this is over, I think.
Oh hell yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Glory to the death of the
Glad we
Vaughn.
got one alive though. That was for a second there I thought you were gonna just undo my good work.
Are you kidding me?
I did,
Look
did
at
go out on a limb, kind of.
him. You
See
can't
what you
fight
did there.
anymore.
See what you
can't
did
hold
there.
a weapon. Yeah. This is better than killing him. Look at him.
Look,
Let's see,
does he
just-
look mad or is he's unconscious?
He's
probably?
unconscious.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
he's
you
probably
see
gonna
him
be
laying,
pissed when he wakes up.
looking like Dooku.
Do they have any of that jelly stuff on him? We could bind him.
He didn't have any. It looks like they were pretty minimal on kind of like the.
Oh,
Because they're not trying to draw too undue suspicion, but they had their Kofi blades.
dang. Okay.
The one dude had an eye, but you guys like charbroiled him there. But
Uli, you took like what, 4 damage?
Yeah. It's a
Cool,
little flesh wound. I can deal with it. You don't need to waste anything on it.
No, it won't cost me
Slightly
anything.
sore.
Barely. I'll inject some cocoa into you as we're kind of walking back. It's 1d4 plus
No,
5.
you really don't need to. Oh, that feels so much better. Like, oh,
no
yeah.
roll necessary for that. Uli, you were probably just mildly inconvenienced before, but now you are feeling good.
Like, oh, so much better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, your camera's off, right?
What?
Call it the holocam. The holocam's off,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, it was done after the investigation of the charred corpses.
Hey, yeah, well, we'll deal with it later. Never mind. And Uli's just gonna yep, never mind. Just forget I said anything. Out of sight, out of mind.
Okay.
Anyway,
Perfect. Well, that's what we'll pick up next session. Just a slight bit left of the adventure itself as you guys report out to the Senate. We'll probably do a little bit of a downtime episode next time. But you guys do have a couple other leads to follow up to with your time on Coruscant in case you desire with the Zerka Republic Joint Operation Saberbreaker. That's always something positive. So take a look into that. But yeah, come back. What's that? Oh, actually, that's a good question. Are you guys going to be good to play the 20th?
Yeah.
Should be fine.
Sweet.
Yeah,
We'll come back the 20th. I'm off that week of work, so it should be a fun session too. So come join us for that. Definitely join us next week for Stranded. We're in a pretty precarious position there. Keith, anything you want to add for Stranded before we go?
Yeah, so the group split up, and that's always a good choice. So we'll see how that plays out, and see if they can unravel the mystery of what these droids are doing. And a side note for anyone who saw that last episode, the funny part is when I had designed this, I had thought, okay, and maybe a peek under the covers here, which is fine. I had thought, okay, anyone who comes up, they're going to immediately reject, right? Because they don't like anyone who's not a robot. And then the first one who came up was Caesar's character. So it kind of reeled a little bit on that, but it led to a fun little story. If anyone hasn't seen that, check it out. But yeah, no, it should be a really good session, and it should be pretty exciting to see how the group plays it through it.
It'll be interesting to see, especially because the Doc and Tavik, I think two of the squishier people in the group are the ones deep within the bowels. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see. Yeah, join us for that. Nothing major. I may do some games later this month, so stay tuned to the channel, but really nothing too major too far. So hope to see you guys for Stranded in the next 2 weeks for Invasion. And I don't think any of my friends are on, so hope everybody has a great night.